Twisha Christian, I'm coming to you guys with a Zion oil and gas update. If you guys don't know, the price of Zion oil went from 19 cents to dang almost, I think, over 90 cents for a short period of time. So for those of you who invested and that were actually up like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you guys were able to sell. And of course, now that it's back down to 42 cents, you were able to buy back more and take some profit. Unfortunately, by the time I woke up, it had already got back down because I was not expecting anything, any type of announcement, and I got caught off guard. Didn't make as much as I would have liked to, but I did reinvest all of it back into Zion oil. Now, what happened was they made an announcement that Zion Oil and Gas received drilling plan approval for next well in Israel. So they got the permits and they're ready, right? So that's what drove the price up. So it got pretty close to $1. So now that the price is back down to around 42 cents per share, right? We are in what I'm just going to say, we're in the hot zone with Zion Oil and Gas. And I'll explain that. Now, one of the things that I started getting into, but I started looking at the candlesticks of stocks, because from there you can see where people are buying and selling, right? The red is where people are selling and green is where people are buying, right? And this is for the past week. And you go over here to what's going on right now. I'll just switch it over to 1 day. So you have buy volume, sell volume, buy, sell, and a little bit of buying. So this is actually on Robinhood. Now, I do recommend, folks, that if you do buy any more Zion Oil and Gas, or if you're getting into Zion Oil and Gas, I recommend doing Webull first. I say that because the trading hours for Webull are different than they are in Robinhood. So the pre-market is very important, because that's when Zion Oil went up to like 90 something cents. That was all during the pre-market. That means you would have had to been up at 3 a.m. Central Time. Whatever your time zone is, whether it's 4 or 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. in California, you would have had to been up at that time on Webull in order to have made that profit. Robinhood only has 30 minutes of pre-trading, pre-market trading. All right, as opposed to Webull, you have hours. What, at least 5 hours, 5.5 hours? It says Webull supports full extended trading hours, which includes full pre-market 4 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and after-hours sessions from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That means basically from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. you can trade on Webull. All right, now that link is down below in the description. All right, so you guys can click on that, sign up for it. But this is the thing, right? In order to get your 2 free stocks, you have to deposit at least $100. And I'm going to tell you the difference, though, with that in Robinhood. Okay, Robinhood trading hours, your pre-market and your aftermarket, with extended hours market, you can invest from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you see the difference, Eastern Time. So there's a big difference between 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is only 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I will say this. When you do a deposit from your bank account on Webull, it does take at least 3 trading days in order for it to get there. Now, on Robinhood, it is a little bit faster. It's actually, it's almost the same day. Maybe even within 24 hours, depending on the type of account. Sometimes they will give you the money right then and there, and then take it out of your account the next day. All right, so that's a big difference. So if you're trying to hurry up and buy stocks, and it's during Robinhood hours, you're trying to buy Zion Oil, but you still haven't got your still hasn't deposited yet, but you want to get in. Yes, you can get in on Robinhood. It's just that there is a bigger disadvantage by using Robinhood as opposed to Webull. So, but if you're going to be using Webull, you have to plan. All right, it's I have been up at 3 a.m. and got a stock alert to buy a certain particular stock, and I went to try to deposit money. Well, I didn't see that deposit for like 3 hours, but then it actually didn't take it out of my account for a few days. Now, a few hours can hurt on Robinhood. If I need to hurry up and buy a stock, I get in with the type of account I have, I get it instantly, right? It doesn't take it out till the next day, but I will be able to use it instantly the moment I ask to deposit that money in my Robinhood account. So, like I said, I've been learning how to use this, and I can see where not just this stock, but other stocks too, and I can see where it's going. And it's been holding it, even though it dropped back down to the 40s. It's been holding steady around 42 cents. Now, I want to say this, folks, because I think it's very possible that it could go lower, right? It's very possible it could go lower. Okay, and one other thing I do want to bring up, if you do sign up for Robinhood, the links are down below in the description. You could pick any of the Twisted Christian supporter links, and you will get a free stock. But you have to sign up fully. You know, put all your bank account information. You're not going to get it if you just halfway sign up. It doesn't work that way. So you'll get your free stock. Now, your free stock can be anywhere from $2 to $100, but you use that free stock. After 3 days, you can sell it. And then you can, and then put that money back into Zion Oil. Right now on Webull, if you deposit the $100, you get 2 free stocks, but it takes up to 10 business days before it's actually, you can trade it on your account, and then you could turn around and sell it. So I think that where we're at now with Zion Oil, I think that if you sign up here in the next 3 or 4 days, those whatever 2 free stocks you get should be available for trading for you to be able to buy Zion Oil before it gets too high. But Robinhood is a little bit easier to use than Webull. But once you learn how to use Webull, just like any computer program, once you learn how to use it, then you'll become more efficient in it. All right, and you just need to learn how to do limit orders, limit selling, which is the amount that you want to pay for each stock. Now, I'm going to say this, all right, because in 30 days, Zion Oil is going to have this stock up above $1 for 10 consecutive days in order to stay listed on NASDAQ. So keep that in mind with this time frame, right? So we have about 22 days left before that they have to get this over $1. Now, what happened was when they made their announcement about the permit, it went up. Like I said, I think even hit above 90 cents, and then it went back down. Went back down to around the 40 cents. So, but what's coming up, right? Like I said, 22 days until they have to get this thing up to 10 consecutive days over $1. And these are the possible announcements that can come down in a row. Since we just got one about the permit being approved, and see how it made the stock jump up. All right, so the first one is the first possible announcement that could come that could raise the price up is the crew has arrived to Israel. Right? That's going to make the stock go up. The next one that's going to make the stock go up is going to be that the rig has arrived. Right? When the rig has arrived, whether the crew or the rig has arrived first, either or, it's going to make the stock jump up. Right? I don't know where it's going to jump up to, but if you saw that announcement, I pretty much think that once they've announced the crew and the rig has arrived, you're going to be close to $1. And then the next announcement that could come after that is that the rig is being built. Right? They could just put in there after they've made their announcement of the rig being arrived, then maybe 3 or 4 days later, they're talking about the rig being built. Right? And then the next announcement that could come after that is the rig being completed. Right? Because that means they're one step closer. And maybe even at this point it might be over $1. But if it's not, we have some other announcements that still could come that still could raise the price of Zion Oil. And that's going to be the testing of the drill. Right? They say, oh, we're testing the drill right now. Right? That's going to bring excitement. People are going to want to go out and buy more. Right? Then the next announcement that could come after that is that they're drilling for the oil, right? Once they say it's drilling for oil, right? You're looking at another price increase. Then when they announce that they have found oil, right now, one of the things you have to be aware of is that they have to test the oil too as well. They have to test the oil to see what grade of oil it is. So it's very possible that the announcement of the oil has been found and the testing of the grade of oil will go along with that. So we already know that once they announce that they have oil, the stock itself is going to skyrocket. But it very well could be those announcements that I talked about that's going to push it above $1. The rig has arrived, the rig is being built, the rig is completed, they're testing the drill, they're drilling for oil. All those things that happened before they actually announced, before they found oil, could definitely push that price up. So that's one of the reasons why, if you want to get into it or you want to buy more, I think now is the time. Now, can the price go down? Can the price go back down to 19 cents or 20 cents? Yes, it very well could, because there is in 7 days, there's going to be their earnings report. Their earnings report is not going to show any profit. Okay, so some investors might be scared. People who don't know about Zion Oil, some of those investors might be scared and decide to start selling off 1 or 2 days before the earnings report. All right, because they know they're not going to have one. So there might be an opportunity right then and there to also buy more. But who knows when some of these other announcements that are going to come. So if they announce on Monday that the rig and the crew and the rig has arrived, right? That's before the earnings report, right? And then the rig being built, all those announcements could come at the same time, at the same week as their earnings report. So the earnings report might not even mean anything the earnings report doesn't mean anything to me, but it might mean something to other people. So it's a possibility, very slim possibility, that it could go down. I don't know how much by. It could go down to 35 cents, could go down to 30, could go down to 20 cents. So if you say I have $700 to invest in Zion Oil, if it was me, I would invest now and then hold off on the other 200 to see what happens around the following week. Now, which means, though, you're going to have to watch Zion Oil news very carefully. Make sure that you get your alerts on Twitter and from whatever trading platforms that you have, and keep an eye on the news for Zion Oil. They could announce, some of these announcements could come after trading hours are done. So, but that's just, that would be my strategy. And because what I'm doing is that some of my stocks that haven't done very well, or they're still stuck at the same price I bought them, I've been selling those and buying Zion Oil. Again, what could possibly happen? The announcements, the crew has arrived, the rig is being built, the rig is completed, the testing of the drill, and that they're drilling for oil. All those things can make the price jump up well above $1. Then you have the next, with the most important announcement, is that oil has been found, and then they tested, that they tested the grade quality. Now after that, see, the other thing that the other announcements that they haven't made is that when they do find oil, right, they're going to know approximately from their 3D seismic testing, their 3D seismic maps, how much oil there's going to be. So you're going to have that announcement maybe along with the same one that oil has been found. And then who knows where the stock is going to go from there. So that's why I'm saying we're in a hot zone right now. We are in a hot zone with Zion Oil because there's a little uncertainty because of the whole they have to have their compliance by the middle of September 9th, I believe. And so they basically just have a few weeks to make any more announcements. And I am 100% believer in this stock, just like I am with BBB and just like I am with the dinar. So there's some things that can happen, folks. So those links are down below, Robinhood and Webull. Just mind the differences. Robinhood is a little bit easier to use. Their trading hours aren't as long, and you can miss out on the stock going up. And then and when the stock goes, say if it's at 42 cents and you're only trading on Robinhood, and by the time Robinhood trading is open, the stock could be up to 80 cents. That's the big difference. All right. And then you do get a free stock without having to put any money in. You could turn around and sell that after 3 days. Webull, you get 2 free stocks after a $100 deposit, but those 2 free stocks you get won't be available to trade for 10 days. So if you're going to do that, I would do that as soon as possible. And those links are down below in the description. Folks, I am excited about this. I'm excited about this in the short term, and I'm also excited about this in the long term, right? Because this stock could actually make you some money in order for you to actually go out and buy some more dinar or buy some more BBB, right? But that yet instead don't forget to reinvest in the Zion oil. See, when I reinvested in the Zion oil, I was able to buy a lot more stocks than I had before because I made a profit, but I put it all back in. I mean, this stock, like I said, it could go over $100, and if that's the long term, right? And what is the long term? It could be 6 months to a year, but you can actually make a lot of money before then. Before the global currency reset, because I don't think the global currency reset I don't think the dinar is going to revalue before Zion oil actually skyrockets. And I'm not talking about the 100. I'm talking about $1, $2, $5. So that's my opinion, because I always thought the valuation would come first and then Zion oil would take off. But I think we're seeing I think that Zion oil is going to increase, because the last time they announced that they thought they had oil, it went up to $5 a share. All right, folks, so that could be big, that could be huge, that could help you get out of your situation, that could help you get more dinars, that could help you get even more Zion oil stocks or any other stocks. And I wanted to bring this, guys, to you because we've been talking about Zion oil for a long time, and people have already doubled and tripled or even quadrupled their investment because they were up, they bought in at 19 cents and they were able to sell at 80 cents or above. So right now it's still steady. It's still steady around 42 cents. Anyways, you can give your opinions. Tell me what you think about this whole thing with Zion oil. If there's any other information you want to add to this, don't forget to put it down below in the description. This video is going on Patreon first because I want the Patreon people who have supported this channel to see this information first. Because I want you guys to get on it first. At least my thoughts. Right? There's a lot of information out there already, but I'm just telling you those possible announcements that will make this stock skyrocket. So I thank you folks for listening. I thank you guys for your support. I hope that you guys did get into Zion oil. I hope that a lot of you get blessed from Zion oil, and all I can say is don't fear, don't sell based off of fear, and don't buy based off of fear. Okay? The stock is at 42 cents. It could go down next week, but then announcements could come next week and kill any kind of sell-off concerning the earnings report. Might be an opportunity. So for those of you, if you've already invested around the 40 cent mark or whatever, and there's a great possibility it could go lower. But there's also the other possibility that it could skyrocket too as well. All right, folks, like I said, thanks for listening. And with all that being said, Twisted Christian out.